Let me go over to TikTok and answer some questions. Wow. Holy shit. Why do I have so many people on TikTok? It's crazy. I don't normally have this many people on TikTok because I'm talking about cloud probably. Dark Knight says, hi, can you suggest where to learn InfoSec, cybersecurity policies, incident response, GRC? Yeah, there's a ton of different places where you can learn all of these things. Just a few off the top of my head. There's a few different really great places to get a good understanding of best security practices. One of them is called CIS V8. And let me switch over on YouTube to let you guys see what I'm showing on my screen over here. So what I'm showing on my screen is showing some fundamentals, places where you can. So one is called cissecurity.org. And what's special about this is a common standard that a lot of organizations use called CIS, Critical Security Controls. Now, this comes from the SANS organization. Originally, this came from SANS, and it's best security practices, and they have their own security control family. And they kind of broke off many years ago, broke away, and started doing their own thing. And they have, if you read through this, it gives you an idea of what are the best security practices. Let me actually look at the images here. So I can give you a good. The site is called. Let me show you the site real quick. The site is cissecurity.org, and I want to show you guys the actual image for CIS controls because I think that gives you a really good overview of what the security controls look like. This is what they look like. Just like this. What you'll notice is that these are similar from one group of controls to another. So it's things like things you wouldn't really think of as security controls, or things that you won't think cybersecurity when you think about these. But CIS controls consist of inventory and control of enterprise assets, like making sure you have essentially a baseline. So these top four right here are talking about a baseline. Making sure you have an inventory of your hardware and software assets. Making sure you know what data you have to protect. And then having a securing the operating system, the firmware of your assets so that you know what they look like. They have a standard of how they look. Secure configuration of enterprise assets, meaning if you have Windows 11, you have it's hardened, and the security features are implemented. You didn't just get it out of the box and then start running it without closing down ports and stuff. So it has things like account management, obviously, access control management, continuous vulnerability monitoring, audit logs. Now, what you'll see is a pattern. You start seeing this pattern. Now, let me show you another place you can go to for information security. It's called the NIST 8 Risk Management Framework 800. Now, these are all what you call security standards and frameworks. What I love about these is they all have like a breakdown of best security practices. 53, NIST 853. And that looks a little bit like, no, not that one. Here we go. This control family right here, you'll see similar controls pop up that we saw in the CIS V8. See that? Access control. Physical security was also on CIS V8. Incident response. Audit logs. It's just the same thing over and over again. Now, it addresses different things based off of what industry that you're in, but you'll see the same kind of pattern over and over again. So whatever industry, what I would recommend you do is whatever industry you happen to be in, learn what regulation, what framework, and what standard is being used, because they're going to have similar security controls I'll show you one more. Let me see. How about ISO? This is an international standard. ISO 27702. These are more security controls. The international that was created by Europe uses these a lot. So it looks a little something like this. Oversimplification, but you got physical security controls, technological controls, which they break them out into different parts. You get the idea. There's a certain amount of controls that are put in place so that you can protect systems. So what I would recommend that you do is whatever field you happen to be in, what you want to do is focus on that. For example, if you're in retail, you know retail really well. Like you worked in retail environments a lot. They have something called PCI DSS. PCI DSS has something like this, where it breaks down physical security controls, network controls, auditing, all that kind of stuff. If you work in healthcare has their own, like they have high trust or hit trust. I don't know if it's high or hit trust, but they have something that breaks down all the security controls. HIPAA goes right into risk management framework, information security, and stuff like that. It looks just like this stuff that I just showed you. So whatever industry you happen to be in, focus in on that and know all the best security practices. Because if you know that one, if you can master that one, you can actually go to any environment and have the same kind of level of competence. I'm getting solicited by healthcare industry, by the transportation industry, defense industry, all these different industries, because I know best security practices really, really well. So that is what I would say if you're trying to learn this stuff is to go deep in one of those fields. Okay, I got a whole bunch of questions here. I'm not going to be able to answer them all, but I'll do my best to answer some of these. 2 says, what's the lowest job tier that I can get with an associate degree for cybersecurity with no experience?